everybody, it's Michelle, and today I've got for you an abdominal focused mat Pilates class using a small ball as our prop. So we'll work some other things as well, like our arms, but all in all, it's going to be a lot of abdominals. Okay, so it's going to be quick and a lot of fun. Let's get right to it. So come down onto your mat. We're going to lie down. I want you to tuck the ball behind one knee. Okay, so kind of clamp down, get a good bite on it, and it should feel like you can kind of just let your foot dangle and have that support for the knee. Okay, now the opposite leg is going to go to straight. Flex your foot and really press the long leg into the mat. Okay, so now your arms can be wherever you'd like. Up is the most challenging, down if you need a little support. And all we're going to do is start to kind of stir our thigh around in our hip, almost like a little spoon kind of stirring in a pot. Okay, so now as we're moving this thigh around in this circular motion, see if you can keep everything else pretty still. Okay, so the ribs are heavy, the pelvis is heavy, and you don't want to feel too much rocking side to side. Okay, so we're really zeroing in on the movement of the hip. All right, now let's go the other direction, and you'll feel those abdominals connecting to bring that stability to the torso. Okay, the push down of the straight leg is also super duper helpful. All right, so now that we've kind of woken up that hip, I want you to pause with the leg in line with your body. Now, take your hands, grab onto the ball. Okay, you might have to bring your knee a little bit closer to do that. Take a breath in. Now, as you exhale, I just want you to kick the leg into the ball, nod your chin, and that should just kind of naturally pull your shoulder blades off of the mat. And then as you inhale, you can lay back down. Very good. Exhale, pushing the thigh and rocking forward and then lowering down. Yeah, let's do that a couple more times. So squeeze the glute, press with the back of the leg, and then lower. Yeah, so the abs are working a little bit, but they can kind of just go along for the ride since we're using the leverage of this leg. Okay, nod the chin. All right, so now next, I want you to hold up there and stay. Keep your body how it is and just float your long leg barely off of the floor. Replace it back down and then lower back to the start. Good, so 4 movements. We exhale to flex, inhale, float the long leg, lower it, and then replace. So good. If that doesn't feel good for you to lift that straight leg, then you don't have to. It's totally optional. You could also bend the knee a little bit, and that might make it more comfortable to float off of the floor. Okay, so now we're going to start to make this into 2 movements instead of 4. So now inhale at the bottom. As you exhale, as you kick into that ball, you're lifting the straight leg at the same time, and then release and lower. Good, everything presses and lifts together, and then lower. That's it. If your neck gets tired, you can absolutely do this with your head staying on the mat, okay? You just won't get the same range through your hip. So good. Let's do this 2 more times. Nice stretch for the upper back. Now hold up here and stay. Grip the ball with one hand, and I want you to remove it from behind your leg. Lay your head and your long leg down. Switch which hand has the ball. Curl your body and float the leg back up off the floor. That was a lot. Do that again. Lay back and set the straight leg down, and I'm just circling the arms, letting them pass the ball from one to another. Yes? Now, you can absolutely keep the straight leg down. You don't have to lift it. You also don't have to lift your head. It just might be a little bit harder to get the ball behind your leg. So good. Let's do a few more. Now, if you want to make this more challenging, what we can do is keep the straight leg up the whole time. And the direction that your arms are going doesn't matter. Just circle them, okay? Now, the straight leg can stay up, but our shoulders and head can also stay up. Whew, and if we do that, we can go a little faster. Faster, good. Last 3. Do the option that works best for you too. Last 1. Now replace the ball behind the knee, kick up a little bit higher, and then set your body all the way back down. So good. All right, not easy. So now I want you to take that same leg that has the ball behind it. you're going to take the ball out and set the very same foot on top. Okay, so the same leg is kind of in contact with the ball. Put the sole of the foot directly on top. Now, the other leg is going to come in towards your chest, and you're going to grab on behind your thigh with your hands. Okay, so you've got two bent legs. I'm pushing down with the leg that's on the ball. So now all I want you to do is roll the ball forward and straighten both legs. Roll the ball back and bend both legs. Nice and easy. Now you might have to play around with how close the ball starts to you in order to feel like you have a good range of motion. Okay, so you can kind of adjust it until you find that sweet spot. Okay, so now the arms are here as a little helper to get a nice stretch on the back of that top leg. Okay, so get as deep into that stretch as you'd like. Get the leg as long as you can, being pretty well neutral in our low back. All right, so now also the upper body is going to flex and lift and then replace back down. Now it's up to you. You can have a really light grip with your hand and hardly even use the arms at all to make it more about your abdominals, or you can get a really firm grip and use your arms and shoulders. You'll probably come up a little higher if you do that, but it just changes the emphasis of the exercise. Okay, so if you want more arms, really grip tight. If you want more abs, have a light touch. Now, let's curl up and stay. Reach your arms forward if you can, and I just want you to roll the ball in and out. If you need support behind your head, the hands can go there as well. All right, now, while we roll the ball in and out, we're also gonna lift and lower our straight leg. Yes, so when my knee is bent, the leg is down and then up, in and up. So good. 3, 2, last one. Now pause with your leg up to the ceiling. I want you to take your opposite arm as the lifted leg and reach it out to the side. So for me, I've got my right arm open, my left leg up, and my left hand behind my head. Very good. Now I want you to lay your upper body back, bend the knee, and drop the leg just like we practiced. Now, when the legs return, I'm going to flex and rotate and reach my opposite arm to the outside of the ankle and then lower down. Do that again. Exhale, flex and reach, and then replace. Reach across, so my shoulder blade should really be able to come off the floor and down. Let's go 2 more times. Curl and lift. On your last one, hold up there and stay and just pulse the arm up and down. Try to get closer to the foot. Good. Keep the legs solid. Just pulse with the shoulder. 3, 2, 1, and then come all the way down. Wow. Good job, you guys. All right, let's do all of that on the other side. So, starting with the ball behind your new leg, okay? Tuck it back there and clamp on with your calf, and then other leg is now long. Okay, now pick where you'd like your arms. I'm going to try up this time to really see how my stability is doing. So just breathe smoothly. Start with some nice small circles, and then once you feel stable there, you can increase the size or the speed. Okay, just kind of let your foot flop so that we can focus in on the movement at the hip. All right, now go the other way. We're just kind of waking up the hip and getting the abdominals ready for what's going to happen next. Very good. Hands on the floor is a little bit more supportive. All right, now pause with your legs centered. Grip the ball on either side. Now as you breathe out, drop your chin towards your chest. Kick the leg into the ball and just kind of let that motion pull you up and then release back down. Feels really nice. You get a nice stretch through the upper back and then lower down. Yeah, so the leg is really the driver for the time being, kicking into the ball and then lowering. All right, now hold up there and stay. Straight leg is going to float, replace, and then lower. 4 movements. 1, hold it as we hover. 2, drop. 3, release. 4. So good. You, of course, just take or leave what is or isn't working for you, okay? Remembering you can bend this floating leg if that makes it more comfortable. All right, let's do this one more time, and then we're gonna squish this into 2 moves instead of 4. So now we curl as the leg is floating, and then we lower down. Exhale, float, and then lower. So good. It's a lot of work for the front of that long leg. Let's do 2 more here. All right, now curl up and hold. Grip the ball in one hand. Keep the leg strong. You're gonna lay back, drop the straight leg as you circle around. Float the leg and body up as the ball circles behind. Good. So now this is kind of a good happy medium. Yes, lifting when the leg is behind. Good. You could absolutely keep your straight leg or even your body down the whole time. Okay, you figure out what you need. Now, if you're looking to increase the challenge, the straight leg can never touch the floor. That's kind of a fun choice. Or the upper body can stay up the whole time. And if we're doing that, we can go a little faster. 3, 2, finish with the ball behind your leg, clamp onto it and lift a little higher, and then lay your body down. Amazing. All right, so now the same leg that's gripping the ball, you're gonna place the ball under that foot and press down. Okay, so both knees are gonna start bent, other leg comes up, and we grab behind the thigh. All right, 2 bent knees. Take a breath in to get ready. Now let's just stretch both knees and then return. Yes, so the leg that's on the ball. Why do I keep saying ball before leg? The leg that's on the ball, that one, we really get to activate the back of the leg, the glutes, the hamstrings. Yes, so really take advantage of having that kind of resistance to push into. Now, if you'd like, nod the chin and curl up and then release and lower. Remembering kind of the choices we had from last time. You can use more arms, come up higher and get a little upper body going, or less arms, more abs with a light touch. All right, let's do that 2 more times. Last one. Curl up and stay. Remove the hands from the leg and roll the ball in and out. Try not to move the upper body, just isolate the leg. So good. Maybe the hands come behind the head. If you need that neck support, you decide. All right, next, when we roll the ball in, I drop my free leg, roll it out and lift. So the legs go in opposition. Lower and lift. So good. Few more. 3, 2, last one. Now pause with your straight leg up, and now we're going to switch the position of our arms. So opposite of whatever leg is high, that arm is going to open. So for me, that's right leg, left arm. Okay, now lay back, bend the ball leg, drop your free leg towards the ground. All right, so now we're going to continue with the legs, add the flex and rotation, and then release to the mat. Exhale, up and across. Yeah, keep the legs nice and close together. Make sure the ball doesn't get rolled off of center. Curl, and then replace. So good. Couple more. Reach and lower. Pinky finger tries to reach across to pinky toe. Last 2. Okay, now last one, we stay and hold and pulse the upper body. That shoulder blade gets further and further from the floor. See if the ball cannot wiggle around. 3, 2, 1, and then lower. Oh, so good, you guys. All right, come on up. Whew. Okay. We're going to come up to kneeling now, just kind of a fun and different way to get some arm work. So we're going to work quite a bit on our side body, which is always a lot of fun. So I want you to take one leg and kick it out to the side. You can roll up your mat or give your bottom knee a little cushion if you need to. So my toes are pointing forward. The sole of the foot, even my pinky toe, is down. Now you're going to set the ball next to your bent knee. Okay, now that same arm is going to rest on top of it. Other hand is going to go to the head. Okay, so now the ball is going to try to stay pretty stable, so we don't want it wobbling all around. Get a good grip with the hand. Now I'm just going to bend this bottom elbow and allow my spine to go into a side bend, straighten it, and come back up. So I kind of go from a straight diagonal line with my spine and my leg into a side bend and then return. That's it. Yeah, so this is not easy because the ball by nature is very unstable, right? So it's going to want to move under the hand, and it's up to us to not let it. So good. The deeper of a side bend, the more that elbow can bend. Ooh, it's a lot of tricep. Okay, let's do one more. Now come up and pause. Reach your arm overhead. So like it's continuing that line of your spine and continue. Ooh, you might not be able to go as far this time. That's okay. So now the lever is longer. It's going to feel a little heavier on that top side of your waist. Let's do 3 more. Last 2. Last one. And then come up and rest for a second. Whew. All right, awesome. Shake it out. Okay, now we're going to get a little bit of rotation and thread the needle. So place that same hand back on the ball, reach the arm up. Make sure this hip is pretty well over knee. Now again, don't let the ball move. I'm going to rotate my spine and try to thread this arm beneath the other. And then as I rotate the other way, I'm going to look towards the ceiling, let my hand fall back and stretch the chest. And then we go again. Exhale. So this is really active through those obliques to rotate you without letting that ball move. So really exhale and feel those abdominals deepening in towards your spine. Inhale, big stretch. So good. 2 more times. Rotate. Try to go a little bit deeper into that twist each time. Last one. Good. Now let's just finish with one last side bend. Bottom elbow bending. And then come on up. Whew. All right, last thing with our legs in this position, we're going to take the ball and place it on top of the straight leg and then place like your forearm / wrist on the ball, okay? Not on your hand, up a little higher. All right, now, new hand behind your head, stack tall. To start with, all we're going to do is some little tiny presses onto the ball. So that's it. I just want you to kind of test out how much force you can comfortably put onto the ball. Yeah, so activating under this arm. Exhale, squeeze, and then release. Good. Do that 2 more times. Feel like you get taller through the spine the harder you press on the ball. All right, now find that pressure, hold on to it, and you're going to roll the ball down towards your knee and then roll the ball back up. Do that again. So just keep the force on the ball the whole time. Don't let it go. And then up. So good. So we're really activating this bottom side of the waist, stretching the top one. Very good. Last time. Now, still maintain the pressure on the ball, and we're going to side bend the other way. So now the ball rolls up towards my hip and then back up tall. So this way is a little bit more intense. Yes. Less stretchy, a lot more work for those obliques. All right, now we're going to alternate, stretch once over the long leg and then once away from the long leg. Whew, so full range of motion. If this is plenty, then stick here or reach the arm overhead just like we did before to lengthen the lever and make it a little bit more intense. Good. Try not to move the lower body. That's it. The shoulder kind of locks into place and then it just moves with the spine. 2. Good. Last one. Can we go a little bit further for our last one? All the way. Woo. And then come on up. Awesome. All right. Let's do the other leg straight. So kick your new leg out. Ball goes next to the supporting knee. Okay, let's go hand to the head to start with. Find your long line. As you breathe in, you soften the bottom elbow and then press it away. So my elbow is bending kind of towards my body. Yes, not poking out the other direction. Yes, and hopefully this should feel pretty good on your wrist. If it's bothering you, you can kind of tip the ball away a little bit so your wrist is less flexed. Yeah, I love doing stuff like this on the ball because you can really grip it and support that joint. All right, you guys, so good. Ooh, let's do one more. Now come up and pause. Take that arm overhead and continue. Inhale on the way down. Exhale to return to that diagonal. 1, and then 2. Good. Inhale and then exhale. So there's this correlation of how much the elbow bends to how much side bend we get. And lift. That's it. 3 more. Down and up. Keep that other foot glued to the floor. Last one. Woo, and then come up and rest. Good. All right, now we rotate and thread the needle. So place your weight back on the ball. Arm reaches up. Okay, now maintain the ball in its position and we rotate to thread under and then inhale, twist back. Good. Rotate and flex the spine. And then inhale, feel that opening through the chest. That's it. So the ball is that fixed point, the arm too, and the spine is rotating around it. Ooh, so good. Let's do one more time, all the way through, going under and then over. Good. Let's finish in a side bend, softening that bottom elbow. Whew. And then come on up. Awesome. All right, you guys. Okay. Take that ball onto your long leg, kind of on your wrist/forearm, other hand to the head, and then start just finding our pressure. Yes, connect to the lat, squeeze, and then release. Yeah, it should kind of light up this whole area. Good, almost feel like a teeter-totter. When you press down with the arm, you lift up through the spine. All right, now find the pressure and keep it and try to roll the ball down the knee and then back up tall. That's it, good. Really open, feel that space between the rib and the hip increase on that top side. Yes, so good. All right, one more. Now we're gonna go to the slightly more intense side, which is leaning away from the straight leg and come back up. Can you do that without taking any pressure off of that arm on the ball? I think so. Yeah, down and then up. Okay, 2 more. Leave that foot suctioned to the mat. Last time. All right, now come up tall. Add the arm if you'd like, and we're gonna alternate to both sides. We go towards the long leg and then away. Ooh, that gets a little harder to keep the pressure on the ball. Yes, when we get into that bigger position, ooh, it's tempting to take the squeeze off, but try not to lean. That's it. Make sure the pelvis isn't shifting around on that supporting leg. It's really the ribs moving. Last time. Ooh, and then come all the way up. Ah, amazing. All right, you guys, we're gonna end with a little bit of a cool down stretch. So come on to all fours and you're gonna place the ball underneath one hand. Okay, so this is kind of similar to like saw on the mat when we're sitting up, except we're kneeling down. So it's a little bit more stretchy with the help of the ball. So I want you to take the hand that's on the ball. You're gonna roll that arm across to the other side and roll the ball up towards your shoulder and then bring it back. And you might need to adjust where the ball starts until that feels right, but it kind of rolls up towards your armpit and you should feel a nice stretch underneath that arm. So those muscles that we were kind of squeezing a second ago to put the pressure on the ball. Yeah, so you adjust until you feel that the ribs open, the supporting arm just bends however much as it needs to make that happen. Good, one more time. Try to look up towards the ceiling. Okay, other hand. Very nice. So moving the ball, and I think my hips are sitting back a little bit more than I normally would be for our all fours position. So you find where's comfortable. Now roll the ball across, up to that upper arm. Ooh, got a little crack. And then come back. Good. Exhale. Look up and behind that shoulder. Ooh, good. 2 more times. Rotate. And then up. So good. Last one, really lengthening that strip that runs from armpit to hip. All right, last thing here, just place both your hands on the ball, roll it out in front of you, and drop your chest towards the floor. So big stretch for underneath both shoulders. Good. Now maybe roll the ball in and out a couple times, flexing and extending the spine. So almost like a modified cat stretch. Yeah, so we stretch the abdominals and then activate. Good. Do that 2 more times, looking at the ball as you roll it away. All right, and then just bring the ball back towards you. And with that, we are done. Thank you so much for joining me for today's ab workout with the ball. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave me a like down below. If you have any feedback or requests for future videos, leave that in the comments. And if you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, share this video with a friend, and I'll see you next time. Bye.